This time, we learn about the hash function. Here is the outline of this lecture. In understanding the blockchain, hash function is one of the most important techniques. It is also called hash for short. As the name of the function implies, it returns output for a given input value just like any other function. So, what is a characteristic of a hash function? Please take a look at this slide. The hash function outputs a string of fixed length for any input, and these outputs are completely different when input values differ even slightly. For example, when inputting HELLO, output is like this, but when inputting HELL0, output is like this. These are totally different. Of course, the same value is always obtained for the same input value. It is also important that a constant number of digits can always be obtained for any input value. In the case of secure hash algorithm 256, it is used for Bitcoin. A string of 64 digits is always returned in hexadecimal, so even a document with thousands of characters receives a 64-digit string, and only single letter receives 64-digit strings through hash function. Here is the example. It will return completely different values even if it has one wrong letter in the document. So, you can easily verify whether the contents of the document are the same or not. Then, the target of input value includes not only a character string but also a file. Therefore, in case of virus contamination that are difficult to detect for human being, the difference becomes clearer through a hash function. In fact, some software download sites describe the hash values of the software. As it is also called unidirectional function, no one can calculate back the original input value from the hash value. Theories such as prime factorization and discrete logarithm problems are used for this. In other words, it is almost impossible to deliberately create targeted hash value. For this reason, the hash function maintains high securities. As mentioned earlier, the hash function has a feature of returning an output with a fixed number of digits for any input value. The fact the number of digits is fixed means that it is necessary to compress a long character string or to stretch a short character string. Therefore, it has a possibility to show the same output for different input values. This is called conflict. However, in secure hash algorithm 256, conflict has not been confirmed so far. In summary, by the hash function, a constant number of digits can always be obtained for any input value including files, and completely different values are output when input values differ even slightly. Moreover, input value cannot be back calculated from output value, so we can easily verify whether the contents of the files are the same or not with keeping privacy. However, there is a problem about possibility to conflict. So, various hash functions have been developed so that conflicts will not occur as much as possible.